So when I create music that is focused on God and with the intention of pointing people to God, that happens to also just sound kind of like mainstream music, I think the way that I navigate that is by just making sure that I'm being authentic to what my heart is needing to say to God and about God. I think that when I first started making this music, I really wasn't even thinking about it from an audience perspective. If anything, my audience was God. It's just cool to see that it is able to live in the space of gospel and R&B. It feels very surreal and humbling to be considered a trailblazer of this genre because I had given up on music completely, and God really gave me a word to get back into it and to do it this time for Him. So it's really been building my faith to see the way that God is showing up on His promise for me in music, and also just being able to encourage other people through it has just been amazing. So I gave up on music because I didn't know who I was anymore, just generally. And I think that I had lost myself in trying to figure out who I was as an artist, to the point that I had forgotten who I was and am as a person and as a child of God. I was not even going to think about getting back into it. I thought that it was done. And then one day last year, I had a word from God where I asked Him what He needed from me, and I heard Him say music, and I had never heard God's voice that clear ever before in my life, and I just knew I couldn't ignore it. And so God just has continued to make a way for it to make sense, and it's been really humbling and fun. My music is my testimony. When I started releasing music again in September of 2023, the first song that I released was called My Bad, and it's literally about repentance and coming to terms with the fact that I have not always done things or lived my life in a way that was pleasing to God. And not only did I come to understand that I was hurting myself, but I was hurting God in the process too. Whenever I write, it's always coming from that place of just vulnerability. I've always been a wear my heart on my sleeve kind of girl, and that just is kind of amplified in this Christian genre even more so, because it's really soul work that this music is stemming from. Specifically with Teach Me, I've seen a lot of comments where people are saying, wow, like God dropped this into my timeline at the perfect time. Like I was on the way to go fight with my man, but now this has redirected me to pray. With Teach Me, again, that was a record that I wrote from just an experience I was having in my own relationship, where I needed God to bring understanding into the space, because we just couldn't figure it out as humans. So it's really cool to see that it's helping other people in their relationships too, because God is love and created love and should always be at the center of our relationship. So it's really rewarding to see people coming together through it. Growing up listening to artists like Kirk Franklin and Mary Mary has inspired the way that I talk about my relationship with God. It inspired me to want to make music that can go with you every day of the week, right? That keeps God at the center, and you don't have to feel like this is only reserved for Sunday. So contemporary Christian music has definitely played a big role in that. God has really introduced me to so many people very quickly with this music, and it's been a big blessing. And right now, social media really is kind of the way that I've been, building that community with people and just learning so much about people from so many different parts of the world who are connecting to my testimony, to my music, and sharing different things that they're going through that they can bring my music into their life to help them through. But definitely moving forward, I'm going to start doing a lot more in-person shows. I think that it's really, really valuable to have that in-person connection with people, especially when you're connecting over music that is about God. And so I'm really excited to get to have more opportunities with that. So this year, I'm going to be doing some remixes, some more Spanish versions of my songs that are already out as well, and definitely looking forward to dropping my first project. I've never done that before, so I'm excited to bring all of these singles and all of these thoughts and conversations with God into one body of work that hopefully will resonate with everyone and make everyone feel good. One thing that I would want people to know about me is that I know I'm not perfect, and I'm trying my best every day to live up to who God has called me to be. And my music is a reflection of that honesty that I have with myself, and a place that I've had to get to as well to have grace for myself with that fact. And really, I just hope to encourage people through not only my music, but just sharing the things that God has brought me through, because I used to think that there wasn't another side of a valley that I had been in for some years. And God has shown me over and over again that there's always another side worth leaning on Him to get to.